DeepSeek R1 were a hot topic last month, and people say it runs well without requiring giant GPUs. So I thought it would be nice if I can have LLMs running locally on my NixOS machine, especially when I have dumb questions to ask. So in this video, we will run LLMs on NixOS using Ollama, enable CUDA acceleration, speed up the installation by using cuda-maintainers binary cache, and install Open WebUI as a graphical interface for Ollama. People say DeepSeek R1 doesn't use CUDA, but let's enable it anyway so we can use it for other LLMs. First, let's install Ollama. In your NixOS configuration file, set services.ollama.enable to true, then activate the configuration by running nixos rebuild switch. Now you can run the Ollama run command followed by the model name to start chatting. If you don't use a GPU, that's it. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and the name is NixHero. If you use an Nvidia GPU and want to utilize CUDA acceleration, you need to enable the Nvidia driver first. You can do that by setting hardware.graphics.enable to true and services.xserver.videodrivers to Nvidia. When you run the nixos rebuild command, you might see an error message saying that you need to use the open version of the driver. In that case, follow the instruction and set hardware.nvidia.open to true. Check out NixOS Wiki for more information about Nvidia drivers on various devices. When you run the nixos rebuild command again, it will show another error message saying that your new configuration has a package with an Unfree license. In our case, we will follow the instruction in option B. However, I do not recommend using the allow unfree option since it will allow any unfree packages to be installed on your system in the future. Instead, I recommend using the allow unfree predicate option and explicitly allow the unfree packages one by one. You can find the package name in the error message, add it to the list of allowed packages, then run the nixos rebuild command again. You need to repeat this process until the error message disappears. After that, you can activate the new configuration, and at this point, you should be able to run Nvidia SMI command to see the GPU information. Now let's enable CUDA acceleration on Ollama by setting services.ollama.acceleration to CUDA. Don't forget to allow new unfree packages that are required by this new configuration. Now, while this configuration is correct and will work as expected, when you run the nixos rebuild command, you will see the CUDA libraries being built locally on your machine, and this process can take a long time. This doesn't happen to most packages you usually install because most of them are downloaded from nixos binary cache instead. Unfortunately, the nixos binary cache doesn't store unfree packages like CUDA libraries. But fortunately, last year, the cuda-maintainers team started to provide a separate binary cache for CUDA libraries. So let's enable this binary cache by going to flag.nix file of your nixos configuration. In your flag.nix file, add the binary cache URL to nixconfig.extra substitutors, and also add the binary cache public key to extra trusted public keys. I recommend visiting the official page to get the public key. Now, when you run the nixos rebuild command again, you will be prompted with two questions. If you say yes to the first question, the command will trust the binary cache this time only, and the activation process will start. If you say yes to the second question, NixOS will remember your choice and you won't be asked again in the future. Let's say yes to both questions. Now, when you run nixos rebuild command, it should download the CUDA libraries from the binary cache instead of building them locally. After the activation is done, you can run the Ollama run command again and watch the Nvidia SMI command to see whether the GPU is being utilized. Next time you run nixos rebuild command, you can run it with the -- verbose flag, and you will see that the command remembers the trusted binary caches by reading it from a file named trustsettings.json. You can remove the value stored in this JSON file if you want to revoke the trust in the future. Lastly, let's install Open WebUI as a graphical interface for Ollama. It's as simple as setting services.openwebui.enable to true, and you should be able to access the web interface on port 8080. You can find other options for Open WebUI on search.nixos.org or in man-configuration.nix. There is one minor issue you might encounter if you use DeepSeek R1 with the stable installation of NixOS. The issue is that the stable version of Open WebUI doesn't support the think tag used by DeepSeek R1. To use the latest unstable version of Open WebUI, you can add nixos-unstable in the input list of your flag.nix file. After that, you can get the Open WebUI package from the unstable input, then pass it to the services.openwebui.package option. This trick is useful when you want to have the unstable version only for specific packages while keeping the rest of your system stable. After activating the new configuration, you should be able to use DeepSeek R1 with a pretty loading indicator while it's thinking. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you find this video helpful. Like and subscribe for more content, and the name is Nix Hero.